Okay, for my first craft, you're going to need the candy cane, okay? The candy cane wreath. We're going to spell out the word joy. So what you're going to want to do is cut all of this off, okay? And then it'll be the J. You can cut past this line if you'd like. Either way, you're going to have some jagged ends. So here is my J, which will be backwards when we're done. And what I did was I Gorilla Glued and zip tied because I was having a tough time trying to keep the Y together. So you're going to need the J from the candy cane, and then when you cut it, you need to glue it and zip tie it. I'm going to cut these off. And I have 15 feet of garland from the Dollar Tree. This is going to be my O, plus I'm going to wrap my letters with the garland. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I have enough. So I'm going to start with the Y, because that's been giving me the most trouble. So once I took off the zip ties, you're not going to see this, but once I took off the zip ties, it doesn't look so bad. So the J seems the easiest. The O, of course, is simple. And then the Y seems like the toughest part. So I am going to start with the Y by wrapping the garland around it. So you're going to want to tuck it around the one side and start wrapping around the top of the Y. See what I'm doing here? So I'm going to come back when I'm done wrapping my Y. On the pointed ends at the top, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on it so I don't poke myself when I'm putting it away or hanging it up. So I'm putting dabs of hot glue on the top because I really don't want to stab myself with it. So I'm going to let that dry and then I'll push the garland up further. But this is what it looks like so far, the Y. The bottom's not done yet, but I put dabs of glue, I hope you can see that, so that I can't stab myself with the metal. I'm hoping I have enough garland to do the J. So here's our J. And it can be spaced out, you know, with your garland. But I'm hoping I have enough to do my J. So here's what I'm doing. And I'm wrapping it around, praying that I have more than enough garland. I am unsure of that, but we shall see. I'm going to put the whole piece on here because I took some off for the O, and I'm just wrapping it around the J and praying that I have enough garland, because I bought two and I was thinking 15 feet would be great, but I am unclear on if I have enough. So right now I am just wrapping it around, and then I will space it out because this is all I have. And I actually didn't see any at the Dollar Tree today while I was there. So I am going to space this out some, and I'll let you know if it's an epic fail or not. So I'm just moving it down a bit to spread it out and hoping that I have more than enough. So fingers crossed think I put way too much on my Y. Live and learn. Okay, so it's a little bare in spots, but I'm going to add embellishments. I have a lot, so this will be the J. This will be the J. This will be the O, which is part of the garland that I could have used that would have finished the, excuse my dog from barking. So as I was saying before my dog started barking, this is the O and this is the Y. The Y is very heavy. I believe I used entirely too much. And here's my J. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did was I took some of the garland off the Y because I got a little carried away with the Y. This is our O and this is our J. So now I'm going to add embellishments. I purchased a bunch of different items to put on my joy sign. So I'm going to start that and I'll be back. And here is the word joy. Here's my J. I went with gold and red and some pine cones. Here's my O. And I put a pretty poinsettia that I got from the Dollar Tree. And here is my Y. Everything from the dollar store. Okay? So that's what it looks like. My joy. Okay, for this craft I got a bag at the Dollar Tree. Excuse me. I think it's very pretty. It feels velvety, but I think it's very pretty. And I got a picture frame, a picture, and it's an 8x10, and I painted it white with spray paint. So what I'm going to do is cut the bag. I'm going to measure it and cut it. So I'm thinking I go from the end right over here to the one side of the green and cut up there. This is a very, very simple craft. So I'm using my circular cutter to cut this. And hopefully, yes, it did. It pretty much cut through except for at the top because there's cardboard. Trying to, there we go. And I'm gonna get a little more. And you could use the other side too for another picture. So I'm going to cut along this crease here and then cut down here to put it in the frame. And I really like this snowflake, so you could use it for something else too. Trying to figure out how, I might need, yes, my scissors, because I don't want to mess up the snowflake, because I really, really like that snowflake. So I'm going to cut down the side. Then I'm going to cut along the bottom. I'm going to keep this bag because I might use it for something else. I'm going to cut along the top here because of the tag, and I believe it's way too long. So this is what it looks like so far. So I have my picture frame. Going to put, let's see how this looks. I think I'm going to cut off the top, this top piece, more so because of the holes in it. I don't really like the holes. You could fold it if you wanted, fold it down, but I'm going to try and cut just below the circles. I am not a very good straight cutter, that's for sure. Okay, it's still a little long, so let me check it out. I think I'm going to fold up his leg a little bit, the bottom. So I folded the bottom. It's a little bit of bowed out only because of the being a bag. And I'm going to put it in the frame. And this is how it looks right now. And on top of the box was this little snowflake. So I am going to put it right up here in the corner. There is a hole in the top here, so I try to do it so that you could see the white through there. So that's what it looks like so far, and this was the ring, not the ring, the handle for the bag. So I'm going to try to attempt a little bow. And maybe I'll put that over the hole in the snowflake. Oh, I think that is really cute. So I'm going to put this right where the hole is, so you cannot see it. So here it is, and very easy DIY for $2. The bag and the frame, and these are the embellishments are from the bag and the frame. So there you go. Now this doesn't have the little leg thing to stick out. I do have other frames that I used for Thanksgiving when I made the pumpkin picture, so I think I'm going to switch the back out. But other than that, I think this is darling. So for the next craft, I have this adorable little snowman, Dollar Tree. It's an ornament. And I have these fish bowls. Fish bowls. So what I did was I took Mop and Glow and I put it in, and then I mixed it around and turned it over. Some Mop and Glow right here that you can see, so that it would all leak out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these together like this. Reason being is the snowman head would fall inside. But before I do that, I have this fox snow. It's basically glitter, and I'm going to put it in the bowl, wish it around, try to make sure everything gets covered, do both, and we'll see what happens from there. So here we go. I think it's very pretty. It's iridescent. It is not sticking to the sides like I thought it would. It's supposed to with the mopping glue, but apparently I did it wrong. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I did it wrong, I thought you could use mopping glue, but basically that's a fail. I'm going to put some of this in here, and that will be the inside of his body. Now, thinking his head would fall through, and I am correct, unless I glued him this way. What do you guys think? I don't know. I could make a little scenery in there with trees and packages or something, but I don't know. I honestly thought the mopping glue, once it dried, would have this, but then again, that's silly. Alright, let's figure that out. Okay, for this craft, you're going to need an ornament. I got the snowman head, because we're going to be making a snowman. And 2 of the little fish bowls. And some iridescent fox snow or glitter. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put some water in here, wish it around, and then I'm going to put some of this snow that's in here in this one. So I'm mixing around the water, and coming back to, I put some water in there, not a lot, and then I dumped it out. And then I'm going to take the snow / glitter, dump it in, and mix it around. Doesn't have to be perfect coverage, just enough to make it look like a snowman. Then I'm going to dump it back in the bag, and then I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag, or I'll have glitter everywhere, which is pretty much what I have right now. Glitter everywhere. So we're going to get rid of all of the glitter that is in there. Okay, so here's what we have. Now, the head of the snowman, too small, it would fall through the hole. So what I'm going to do is glue this to here, just like that, for our snowman. Okay, so I'm going to take my glue gun and go around the top, and then gently put one on top of the other. Whoopsie. Now, I am going to also do another line around it because he's going to have a scarf. So I would like as much, glue around it. It might be better for E6000 or Gorilla Glue. It'll take 24 hours to dry, but it might hold him together a little better than me using just my glue gun. But for the purposes of getting this done so you can see, I'm just going to use my glue gun. Now I'm going to get my spatula and smooth it out. Try not to take it all off. You got to give it a little time to harden. Now remember, you're going to use, I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it'd be better if I did it this way. Let's give it a shot this way. Okay, we want the one side with the most. We'll try it this way because that way was not working. So, live and learn. Put him on here. I think that's better. And then I'm going to get a little piece of foam board and put it on top so that his little head can be there. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far, and I believe Gorilla Glue would be the best glue because epic fail. Okay, so what I did was I Mod Podged the inside and put the remaining glitter, not glue, on the inside. So I tried Mop and Glow, fail. I tried Wooder, fail. Mod Podge to the rescue. Now, I tried my glue gun to glue this on. Did not work. So now I'm going to try E6000 and my glue gun to try and get a nice clean line of glue around the top. So I'm going to leave some space for glue from my glue gun so that it'll be attached today. It takes 24 hours for E6000 to adhere, and it also takes time for Gorilla Glue to adhere. So for right now, there we go. Okay, so be gentle. Now, my porch is going to be white and pink for Christmas. I don't know why. I'm just a big fan this year of white and pink. So, I took the little berries off because I thought they were adorable. And I left the hat on. I bought this baby blanket at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to wrap the hat with the baby blanket and glue it on. So let's see how well that turns out. We're using the glue gun. Watch you don't burn your fingers. I'm going to glue at the bottom of the base of the hat. I'd like to keep the fake fur on his hat. So then I'm going to cut this into little like strips. So when I tie his hat, it'll kind of look poofy. At the top. I'm going to use something else. My scissors apparently are not feeling it today. So I'm going to use my Biscuits cutter and cut some little strips in his little hat. So when you tie it, it'll have these little poofies up here. Let me see, I don't know if I like that. I might just stick a ball on it. A white ball would be better at the top of his little hat. So here is his scarf. I cut from the same blanket. And here is his body. So let me raise this up some. Oh my Lanta. Okay. So here's his body. Here's his hat. We're not done with that yet. I'm still thinking. So I'm going to put glue on the bottom of his head. A generous amount. And put his head on top. Now, hold that for a little bit so that it adheres. Okay, it seems pretty good. Here's his scarf, which I'm going to want to fray the ends with my cutter, like a scarf. As you can see, I frayed the ends of his little scarf. And I'm going to do the other side, which is not even at all. So I'm going to cut this piece off so I have a straight piece, and I'm going to fray the ends like I did the other side. Okay, now for a scarf, I'm going to fold it in half. Put it around his little neck. Her little neck, I should say. She looks like a her. And there is her scar. Right there. I'm going to, I think that'd be cute with a little tie around it, or maybe a ball. 1 second. So here she is. Isn't she adorable? I took some twine, white string probably, white string that I've had. I did it around here to get rid of some of the red, and I tied it around her little hat, and here she is. I think she is perfect. I don't know what to call her, but I think she is perfect. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.